Hi guys. Okay. Lydia, hi. Привет, Декуся, как дела? Я вышла в прямой эфир, сейчас буду проводить кое-что. Oh, hi everyone who is coming in. So today I'm going live as promised. Last time I went live and I spoke Russian only, and I kept telling my viewers or my friends that I will have another video in English. So that's it, what I'm gonna do today. And basically in my last video and today I will be talking about the power of our unconscious mind and how we can achieve great results by basically working with our mind and setting up goals and just basically breaking the barriers that we have and overcoming our fears and struggles and achieving and achieving whatever we want and making our dreams come true. Okay, I'm just waiting for some of my friends to join, and I see that I have a couple of people. I will save that video so so you guys can watch it later. Okay, yeah. So basically, why I'm going live is for the longest time I've been doing a lot of research and I've been reading a lot of books on, and I'm not sure I'm not the only one, about self-development, self-improvement, finding your own path, finding your own destiny, and finding out who you are, what you ought to be, on this in this world, what's your calling. And for the longest time I was really, I wouldn't say I was struggling, but I was kind of like in the flow. I was following whatever my parents told me to do. I was following whatever the society was telling me to do, like going to school, getting a job, and which is totally fine. But deep inside I knew that there's something that I wanted to do, that there's something that I can do, and there I have one of my deepest secrets that are sitting inside, and I can't really make them come true. And then I decided to, that's why I reached out to different books on like how to overcome procrastination, how to, the power of mind, then the power of, like, I don't know, 4-hour work week, and all of those things. And those books are great. Those books are very good. But one thing that I didn't like the most about those books is that they had a lot of like water information. They had a lot of running high. They had a lot of information basically where the author talks about themselves, the author talks about their childhood. It was interesting to read, of course, but then eventually I'm kind of tired of it. I'm buying your book, I'm investing my time, and I'm investing my money to find, like, to solve my problems, to find answers to my questions. Like, as much as I care about other people, like when I'm trying to solve my stuff, I don't really want to read about someone else's life. I don't want to read about what's happening in, like, what was happening in the childhood and how the book was written. And that's how I got basically introduced to Master Kit, which is it's a Russian developed IT program that helps you work with your unconscious mind. And how it does is through I have one of my friends. She's been practicing more than I do, and she will give you more information about that. And it's basically, it's not a book, it's a program, it's a tool that helps you to put your goals, overcome your fears, work on your, like, reprogram your, how you, like, your mind is constructed. Because we've been hearing a lot of things since we were little kids. Like, our parents would tell us, oh, only if you work hard, you will make a lot of money. Thanks, Jean. Yeah, like lots of parents, and for the longest time I had that mindset in my head, like, oh my god, the only way I could be successful, the only way I can make a lot of money, if I'm struggling, if I'm working 12 hours a day, if I'm hating my job, if I am miserable. That was the idea in my head, that that's how work has to be, because that's how our parents were telling us, that the only way you will make money is if you basically suffer. And then at one point I got tired of it. I was sitting and thinking, is that what actually my life will be? That for the rest of my life I have to go to the job that I hate and to do something that I don't like, just because that's how my parents had, that's what my parents' experience was. And then hence I was looking for different answers, and I found out about the Master Kit, which basically, thank God, reprogrammed my brain that no, I don't have to be miserable. I don't have to work 12 hours to make money. I don't have to, I don't know, be hated by my employer. I don't have to be demeaned by my employer just so I could work something, I could make money. And yeah, and that's how basically I started working with that tool. And for some of my friends who already know me, they know that I talk to them, and you guys might be familiar with that. But I know some of my English-speaking friends, they don't really know anything about Master Kit. They don't know how it works, merely because it was created in Russia by, there was a lot of work put in, there were a lot of scientists working on that. And luckily, for your luck, guys, right now, they finally developed the same tool for English-speaking countries, which is amazing opportunity, because I was just thinking how much time and money we spend on going to different seminars, to different, I don't know, workshops. Like this summer, I went to see Tony Robbins, and I read his books. I went to see, basically, to find answers. Oh, hi, Bob, here, as promised. Live video in English. So I went to his workshop, and I was so prepared. I was mentally like, oh man, this is the time, this is when I will go and I will find answers, I will solve my problems. I'm like, he will help me. But as time went by, I was like, it was exciting, it was a fun event, people were screaming, people were clapping, like he was like throwing towels, I don't know, it was entertainment, it was entertaining. But when I left, I really felt like I kind of wasted the whole day standing there clapping. Like, I got motivated, for sure, I got externally motivated. But that feeling, like, I honestly left feeling even worse, because I'm like, okay, I got motivated. I looked at the person. I saw how amazing, people's amazing results. But, like, how does it affect me? There's no way it's affecting me. And then I realized that no one can help me. Like, no matter how many books I read, like, I won't be happy. No matter how many, I don't know, online courses I will attend, where they will tell me, oh, if you plan your life in this way, if you like write down your goals and ideas, make it like smart goals, and if you put your time, yes, but no matter like I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, but basically the only person who can help you is you, right? And in order for you to achieve whatever you want to achieve, is actually to sit and work with your head only. There shouldn't be any water, there shouldn't be any distractions, there shouldn't be you shouldn't read about anyone else's life. It should be you and you. And that's how Master Kit works. it puts you in situation where it addresses you. Like, because it's an IT program, you sit and you work with yourself only. It asks you questions like, what are your fears? It will ask you a question, basically whatever you are trying to work on. If you're trying to lose weight, there's 100% something behind that why you cannot lose weight. Maybe you think that, oh, if I'm going to be too skinny, people will love me only for my looks. If I'm going to be too skinny, I'll be mean. If I'll be too skinny, I'll be something else. Like, everybody have their own things in their head that were said since, like, unconsciously, consciously. It doesn't it doesn't really matter how you got it, but you got it. Like, same as I got from my parents, that the only way for me to be happy, to be successful, not even happy, the only way for me to be happy is to basically I have to hate my job. I have to go to work. Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, I have to go through, I don't know, like, through fire. I have to, like, drown myself. But that's what success is. And I really didn't like, hi Jen, hi Seva, and I really didn't like that idea of, like, my life, because we're not living the way how our parents used to live. Like, both of my parents, they were born, like, in Soviet time. Of course they had to go through those struggles, and they would make me feel bad, like, oh, in Soviet time we did this, in Soviet time we were, like, starving. And I realized that all of those things I had in my head, like, I felt bad for having something, for taking something for granted. And thanks to that basically master kit, thanks for that tool, I realized it's not my fault my parents were born, like, in the Soviet time. It's not my fault they had to stand in line. Like, I feel bad for them, I feel pity, but I have my own life. Like, maybe my kids will feel bad that, oh my god, you had to, I don't know, use your phones, you have to hold your phones, I don't know, little silly things. But just generally, I just wanted to open up a conversation, and I wanted to, everybody who is trying to find themselves in their life, or who is going through I don't know, difficulties, or who's perfectly happy but want to excel in their life even more, I want to introduce that tool that's called Master Kit. And I want you to start buying it. I want you to stop spending your time and money on going to bookstores, and stop spending your money buying all those books and piling them and reading how, like, you can achieve your perfect life, how you can be I don't know, efficient, how you can be how you can get that. That's great. I mean, if books are helping you, it's great. I'm not telling you that disregard books completely. Use them, read them as a support tool, but I highly, like, recommend people getting the Master Kit and actually investing their money. Like, your dreams are worth to be achieved, right? Your goals are worth to be achieved. There's no such thing as meaningless or worthless dreams, even little things. So, and today, that was my little intro. It's literally my second time when I'm going live. I'm a little bit nervous, but that's okay. I'm gonna invite my friend Ula joined. I'm gonna invite my good friend Maira. We've met. She was very first friend of mine. Okay, not very first. One of the very first friends of mine in Canada, and I'm so happy that I still have her. She is one of the, like, best people that I know. I always admired her since the day we met. I always loved her way of life, and she's the one who introduced me to that tool. And I believe she has, since she's been practicing it more, I believe she can give you deeper understanding and deeper meaning of what this tool is. And yeah, I'm just waiting for her to come. I'm just waiting for her to log in and join my live, but I see that people are joining. I will save that live for whoever's interested to watch it later. But yeah, basically, I say a lot of basically, but I just wanted to open up a conversation. I want to create, I'm not gonna be shy, I'm not gonna hide it. Yes, I do want to create a big community of people that have an open mind, that can have an open conversation, that are okay. She's here. That I want to get together with people. I want to talk to them online. I don't know. I just want to have a group of supporters, group of people who also think that working on with your unconscious mind is important and is one of the most powerful tools. Like law of attraction, unconscious mind, whatever you can achieve, you can. You want to achieve, you can. Sorry, I'm just adding Maira. Okay. And she's connected. All right. I'm just waiting. Oh, she's here.
Hello,
Hi, Maira.
everyone.
How,
Oh,
how
I'm
are
so
you?
flattered listening to you. I'm just really enjoying your monologue. You actually present really well. You present
Oh,
really
thank
well.
you. Oh, really? Thanks.
Okay. So hi
Yes.
everyone. I think my audience is getting notified that I'm live here too, but I guess this is mainly
That's good.
Alina's audience. So my name is Myra. As Alina said before, we're good friends. We've met like I don't know, probably like 8 years ago.
8 years
As
ago, yeah.
yeah, I know, like teenagers, right? Like
Yeah, you were like,
full of life. We've done a lot of stuff together, so.
yeah.
But today, really serious. We were thinking about it, and then we decided to present MasterKit Tool, this instrument, to the English-speaking audience because uh, the tool itself is great, is awesome. It's widely distributed in the Russian-speaking world, just because the author, just because the author of this tool, she's Russian. She's 29. She's a genius who
She
created
is.
something like this, who actually put tons of books, tons of history, tons of practices, all of that complex material into 1, 2, 3 algorithms so that people can use it easily. Like one of the examples that I give to people is like Wi-Fi. Like we don't really need to
Yeah.
understand how Wi-Fi works, right? We just need it to be able to connect to people. So
Mm-hmm.
basically that's what she did. She sort of she put that complex knowledge into 1, 2, 3 step, how you can actually transform your beliefs, your statements, your everything that has um, that has been sitting in your subconscious mind. I actually want to talk about a little bit about our conscious and subconscious mind. I think everybody knows that because we've been reading a lot of books, and as Elena
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, um, lots of books are, they repeat themselves,
Repeat themselves,
and
yeah.
right, and some additional like 20% you'll see from the author. Oh, that was my personal experience and stuff. But for the most part, we hear the stuff like, oh, you can do everything you set your mind to. I don't know, like the world is
Your
uh,
oyster, yeah, just,
yeah,
yeah,
like stuff like that, right? And we're like, yeah, we agree. And even the those seminars that people go to, to jump for a day and be like,
mm-hmm.
okay, back to reality, back to normal life, right? Um, One of the things that I really actually felt is that when you go to a seminar or like those training courses, you're actually really hyped with that
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere, right? Because it's a huge concentrate of that high vibration over there, like as we say, right? Like high vibes, low
High
vibes, right?
vibrate, yeah.
Or good vibes, right?
Yeah.
So like after it's done, you sort of realize that it's like the freshness after taking a shower. It's actually, it just, like moment and it's gone. You have to
Yeah.
constantly keep taking showers to be fresh. So since we do it to our physical bodies, why not to do it to our emotional bodies? Because the same the same type of clutter that we gather in our physical bodies, like diseases and stuff, or even like the clutter in our houses, the same
Yeah.
thing gets cluttered
In
in
our head.
here, in our emotional memory. So, like, I don't know, I've been in this area um, for I don't know how long. Since I was like 16, I was really interested
I
in
wish I
those
knew you earlier, even
in
earlier.
those
You were like, Alina.
in those books, wherever they said, oh, you know, The Secret. I was obsessed with it. Like, you know, the visualization practices and the
Hmm.
affirmations and stuff and meditations. And I've been doing yoga for many, many years. Not many, many years. I sound like a guru. I'm not. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing like hot yoga for like good 3, 4 years, and I've been like, you know, I could strike a pose to impress people. But that aside, I sort of came to an understanding that whatever you are in your life path, you find new tools, you get upgraded, right? So I was always, you know, learning about the conscious and subconscious, but with this new knowledge, I sort of know many, many things, many more things from deep inside. For example, we have our subconscious and unconscious. So conscious is basically whatever we have like up here. Is our the headaches and you know sometimes we feel that I don't know how you call it in English, but you can't even swallow, right? You feel like there is a rock here or something. Like
Or like you're choking on something.
yeah, like you're choking on something. So this is like this part of our body mainly we use for conscious analysis, to evaluate stuff, for analytics. You know, to say, oh, this is good, this is bad, the weather is cold, it's hot, you know, to differentiate, because that's what our brain does to understand, you know, the opposites. But our subconscious world is actually the, you know, if the conscious is the tip of the iceberg, the subconscious world is a huge world that
Big.
is you know, that we are yet to understand. And the best part is that, you know, people have been talking about our subconscious mind for the past like 30 years maybe, and there's been some research, and but we're still like on the, you know, we're still trying to understand what it is about, and what can we actually do with it. Like I think
Mhm.
we're just shifting mentalities um, as the world progresses, right? So
Yeah.
like our subconscious mind is our emotions, is the urge, you know, when you have the urge to pee. So, or some things that we don't control, like our sleep, right? Or during our sleep, we breathe. We don't constantly have to think about
Think about it,
breathing.
yeah.
We just breathe because that's what our subconscious does. Like the main function of our subconscious is to protect us of whatever we think that is bad for us. So, for example, as Alina, I think she was mentioning about rich people. No, was it rich people
Yeah,
or
yeah, no, I was mentioning about how you have to like work hard and like struggle and hate your job to actually like be successful. Or generally
mhm,
how different people, yeah, how like when you were born in a like with everything that you have, then you don't have like basically you don't when you're born without the barriers that some people are born with, you can
right,
see the difference in their life,
right.
in
So
those people's
as a
lives.
kid, right, we don't really have a background. We don't have that supplementary knowledge to you know, to deny whatever people tell us. If they say, oh, you know, being rich is bad because nobody likes you, we think, okay, being
Mm-hmm.
rich is bad, right? Because it's our
Yeah.
parents or somebody who we love tells that those things to us, and we're like, we completely fully
You
agree
feel
with them, right?
uncomfortable.
Right. And then there is that connection in our brain. Like if you know, our brain is just myriads and like billions of neurological connections, right? So how we actually gather those associations is we take, you know, that in that highly emotional moment, we say, okay, being rich is associated with
Especially
being not enough or
bad.
not loved, and we associate those things, and we program it as a little, you know, file that sits here, that picture that we, you know, our emotional that our subconscious memory had put in it. So
Mm-hmm.
years can go by, we may just not notice it, but then in life you will see those patterns that you're trying to get rich, that you're trying to like to earn more money. You work hard, you go to like 2, 3 jobs, but you're still trying to tie the ends, right? Tie the loose
Mm-hmm.
ends, because we only
It's
got
never, you
24
can
hours a
never,
day.
yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, 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 no, 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 that's fine. So like we have our emotional memory that sort of like holds things, and we may not know about it. So like we may live our entire life not realizing that this thing is actually stopping us. So all of that we have here is our fears, our statements, as we say. I'll talk about the statements later. Resentments, for example. I don't know. Your parents told you something, or for example, I know, especially in the Western world, right? Like there are lots of families that break apart, and then when the parents get divorced, the kid makes that connection that, oh,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting divorced because of me. I'm not enough. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
lovable. They make that's the statement that they make, and they put it inside of their
And they
emotional
believe it.
storage, and they believe it, and
Yeah.
there's no one to tell them that it's not true, right? And people
Yeah.
live with it, and then they go to those dating websites and try to find the one person, but then every time they see something falls apart, something breaks apart. Why? Because they have that inner statements that they're not enough, that they're not
Mm-hmm.
lovable, or if they are to make a family, something bad's gonna happen to them. So,
Yeah.
or like their parents' fate is gonna be, repeat itself. That's why with
Mm-hmm.
those subconscious programs, we live our entire life. That's how actually life works.
Yeah.
If you don't know, guys.
Like FYI.
Like let me teach you how to live. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
life 101. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
life introduction to life 101. So
Yeah.
I think that's a common knowledge. We all know that. We all know that we carry that weight with us, but we don't know what to do with it. Like, same way as we don't know what to do with our stress. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
know one thing is to release stress, right? There are different things to different ways to deal with stress. What is stress? Stress is energy, right? But it just varies on different levels. If you know that omega, that shows different frequencies, you can see that people in the very low frequencies, like in apathy, grief, victimhood, they're really vulnerable, very
Mm-hmm.
easy to manipulate. And if you think historically, mainly people were put in those vibrations, right?
Yeah.
Emotional states,
To
so that they're easily manipulated. And that's
and easily
better
taken
for
advantage
the
of. Yeah.
yeah, that's better for the people who know that. Like that you can manipulate. And you're like, okay, you're gonna be my I don't know, you're gonna serve me, right? And the person
Yeah.
goes, okay, fine. Like I don't know what else to do. Mm,
Yeah.
so basically, stress is energy, right? What is energy? It's like, sorry, not energy, but our emotions. What is emotion? It's energy in motion. So different emotions have different frequencies and different energy. So what we do in that master kit tool, we don't try to hide from the stress. You realize
Mm-hmm.
that there is a potential situation, you have that stressful situation, and you can't just like say, okay, positive thinking, I'm not thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
If you,
That's
even if you put a cherry on top of it, you know that it's a bad food. You
there.
cannot consume it, right? It's still there. You cannot smile, you cannot fake it.
Well,
Or
it's like
maybe
you
you
can't really. I'm sorry. Basically, you can't cover a pile of stinky poop with a beautiful bottle.
yeah,
No matter how much you
right.
try, it's gonna
It's
stink
gonna
bad.
it's
Anyways.
it's
Yeah.
gonna
It's like
stink regardless,
not the
right?
best analogy, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna stink regardless. So basically what Master Kit tools, it gives that 1, 2, 3 algorithm of dealing with your stress, especially in the Western world, right? We know that we're very stressed. Like we're stressed in the morning because of traffic. We're stressed in the afternoon because we didn't have our coffee. We're stressed in the evening because we're late to dinner, and little things, but they pile up. And at school, right? Like in school, we weren't taught how to deal with our emotions, like calling about like
Yeah.
emotional intelligence, right? We weren't taught how to deal with fear, how to deal with resentment, or how to deal with qualities of people that, you know, we hate that quality slash person because of how they act, right? So we weren't taught about it. But when you're not taught about it, what you do, you hold that energy, that low frequency, not good energy, you hold it here, and you're trying to release it. You're trying to sort of like, you know, get away from it. But you cannot because it's within you. And that's how you react to the whole world. And you see the same, you see very similar people. You see very similar situations where people are
And
annoyed, they're
it
stressed,
affects
and you know,
that.
like
Yes.
it just piles on top, on top, on top, and you're like, okay, I guess that's how the world works. That's normal. So we're used to living with stress. In fact, in the past 10 years, I think, I don't know which research has done it, but they've proved that in the past 10 years, the levels of stress increased by 30%. Like, can you imagine that our life, it's actually, it became better. We don't need to like hunt for food. We don't need to fight for basic needs. We all have that. But we're stressed even more with those gadgets, with social
Mm.
media, with everything that surrounds us, right? With that pressure, with that peer pressure that, oh, you have to buy, I don't know, the latest things always. You have things, you have to have that, you know, you have to consume. We always consume. And because we consume, we don't give back. We're stressed every time, all the time.
Yeah.
So what people do, they're trying to, you know, right now, if you notice, everybody's, you know, on the
It's
self-care
like
side,
short-term
meditation,
satisfactions.
right? Those addictions, right? Like it's a burst, sort of like you have that pie, you feel good, but then you go back, you know, after it's done, you're like, shit, like I have to continue with whatever I had. So tools like this are actually, they are incredibly helpful in our real life, in today's world. So if we talk about the
Sure.
technicalities, right?
Yeah. Like I
Um, there,
still
there
feel
there
like shit.
are there are 15. I think those are mine. I think they're dying. Um, there are 15 training tools. Well, there are different versions of Master Key. Is it mine? Is it dying? Hello? Hello? Alina? Can you guys hear me?
I think like you. I don't know if it's my internet or yours.
No, my internet should be fine. I see you're
I
loading.
think I can't understand who is like whose internet is lagging. Can anyone
Can you,
hear us? Can
yeah.
anyone?
Hello,
Алло.
hello. The
Uh,
There are 3 people with us.
let me. Seba, can you please see if you can hear us? Let me ask. Um, Mine should be fine too. I don't know because I can see that it's a little bit laggy.
It's it's lagging.
Oh, maybe my internet is laggy then. Am I still loading?
Yeah, you're still loading. Okay. I think people can hear me, I hope. Um, even if there's some technical difficulties, I think when you save the
No,
video, people will
I
watch
think
it.
it's.
Um,
Can you just 1 second?
hmm?
Can you please pause, Priscilla, for a second? I'll finish. Yeah. Who is that? Okay. Anyways, let's keep talking, and then we're gonna save this live,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
people
yeah,
will
yeah.
watch it
We're
later.
gonna save it. So different training tools that you will get when you start with the program. Mainly your whatever childhood or when you were even today in today's world, right? You will start finding you're decluttering those things that are stopping your goals, fears, and the self-esteem, especially the self-esteem in today's world. Like we own a lot of things, right? But mainly we own to feel a certain way. We own things to feel enough. And what that tool does is you to separate those things, to bring you back to that wholesome kid that you were born, or I was born, to say that you're good enough, lovable enough, you're loved enough. It's not like just saying those things, right? It's actually when you feel it through. Sorry. You'll just see how the world just changes, because that how our subconscious mind works. We like when we have the urge, when we have the will, we don't need to use willpower. Like we want some things, and they actually appear in our life, provided that you don't have any negative mindsets towards that thing. So if you do have a negative mindset toward, for example, I don't know, you want to own, you want to have like, I don't know, $2 million, right? You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have it right now,
1
but
second.
you won't actually have that money, huh? You won't actually have that money till your subconscious. You won't have that money until you realize that
Could you
it's safe
please
for you.
pause?
So there's so many. Okay. So, um, so your subconscious won't let you do those things until it's safe for you. How does it know it's safe for you? Based on those experiences, like based on, I don't know, 15 years ago when you attached one emotion to another, when you attached two things, and you said, okay, this is bad, right? Or like being, when you're rich, you're
Yeah.
not lovable. You're sort of like, or you're not enough, or people will like you only have the money, sort of attach it.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Alina,
my internet. I
do you want to follow Mulder's suggestion?
just need to. Uh, um,
Alinchik, can you please save, and we'll continue, I guess.
Yeah.
I can go live, I don't know, but then it's separate videos.
Bad internet.
You have a really nice picture here saved, by the way.
Thanks.
Good?